Tony Stark did
built this in a cave
with scraps.
What's up, Internet World? We're the News 19 Nerds. I'm Lauren.
I'm Michael.
And we're going to review Spider-Man Far From Home. That's it.
Yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home. So, I mean, we'll do the non-spoiler first.
Right, now
then we'll do the
spoilers.
spoiler. I'm glad I'm here. And
Yeah.
then you don't have Avery for y'all just to be spoiling whenever.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Oh!
we're like, that's not how this is
This
supposed
is
to
how
be.
the plot twists.
Right, this is how this is supposed to go.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, did you like it, not like it?
I really enjoyed it. I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
What'd you think of it? How was your movie-going experience, like the theater atmosphere for you?
I felt like I was cracking up more than everybody else was. But
You were the loudest. You were definitely the loudest in the theater. I was like, oh no, they're going to kick us out of the theater.
I'm like, was everybody awake? Because we went early.
Yeah.
I was definitely the loudest person in there. But
that means you liked it. That's fine.
I had some good hearty laughs and like some ooh and ah. But I'm extra, as y'all know.
Yeah. Every couple of seconds you were like, wait, how this is going to work? I'm like, Lauren, just watch the movie. What are you doing?
I realized like I hate going to movies and hearing that person.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I realize I am that person, it's really, I try not to do that, but like literally.
It still comes out.
It comes out. It just spews out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm here with Michael and Adam, so I don't want to be that person to like be super ridiculous.
Regal Cinema. Tell your ticket people to take tickets correctly.
Oh, man.
Because this girl, and she's nice.
Yeah, I see her all the time.
I see her all the time, but she didn't take the ticket correctly. Because when you got there first.
Yeah. We had that scan.
Everybody had the same barcode. She scanned all tickets for you.
Yep.
So if you weren't in line, I don't know if she was going to let me
in.
in.
We were having a conversation about my shirt and everything. So I think
she was?
Yeah, so we were, I guess it was distracting. I don't know.
Okay, and then Adam came in, so I had to go back out to get him in. I mean, it was easy. It was just take the tickets correctly. Yeah. But other than that, it was a good time.
What did you think about your movie-going experience?
It was nice. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as packed as I thought it was going to be. And that was weird because when I bought the tickets, it seemed like everybody, like it was sold out. Yeah. So I don't know if people just didn't show up because we went to the 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, people probably slept in.
People probably slept in. I would have done that if we had to come to work. Mm-hmm. I would have liked to have gone to a later showing. Mm-hmm. But I was up for it. I never felt like it dragged. Right. Really. I had fun the entire time.
Some twists and turns there.
Yeah, there are some twists and turns you expect, some you probably don't expect, depending on how deep you are in the comic book lore. Right. I kind of wish, that we had Leroy with us, so we could have kind of 3 levels of different comic books.
Because y'all know I'm surface level right there, surface.
Because when we get to spoilers, I'll kind of ask you more questions about how did you think stuff was going to turn out? Did you expect this, that kind of stuff? But overall, what was like the best part of the general themes of the movie? What really stood out for you? Non-spoilers, if you can.
I mean, Peter Parker's whole storyline. One, it's his movie, but I really just enjoyed the development there. Again, with us getting to know him a little bit better, and you kind of see some new relationships form and everything like that. I really enjoyed that. And wanted to see more of it. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like, this is cool that y'all trying to get rid of whoever the bad guy is, but what's gonna happen with Peter? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that I was holding on to that, and then there was this theme of trying to live up to what everybody expects you to do. Yeah. And I feel like that.
Filling people's shoes.
Yeah, filling people's shoes that are ahead of you. And somebody asked me, I don't know if y'all watch News 19 at all, but it was one of those, we were having a conversation like, oh, 20 years down the line, Lauren, you're going to be the next Darcy. I said, no.
Be my own person.
Yeah, you're your own person.
Right.
Like, I can never fill Darcy's shoes. You know, Jim Gandy just left, so it's difficult to fill these, iconic roles. And he's having the same thing with
Tony. And I don't think it's not a spoiler. Yeah. At this point, if you're watching this, hopefully you have seen Endgame. If not, spoilers for Endgame. Woo! That's just going to be off the rip. Yeah. The trailers set up that he is definitely trying to possibly fill the void left by Tony. Right. In the trailers, you see the world is still mourning Tony. You see murals up for him and stuff like that. So this is definitely a post-Avengers or post-Iron Man world. And it's kind of just like, where is Peter's place in the world? I think it does a really good job of that. Yeah. more into that with the spoilers. I think it does some things better than another Marvel movie tried to do.
What was that one?
Iron Man 3.
Okay, yeah.
With some of the themes that it tackles.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. The thing that I really liked was the chemistry between Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Zendaya, MJ. They were an item at one time, right? Was that a thing?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Audience, y'all let me know in the comments. I feel
like in the real world?
Yeah, like in the real world, I thought they were. Because they just seemed like...
They gelled really well.
They gelled really well. And there are scenes when they'll be like, oh man, I remember when I used to like a girl like that in high school and you didn't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to talk to people now, but somehow...
It worked out.
It worked out. But yeah, I mean, I just remember that in high school not knowing how to talk to people or whatever. And you could see that in him when he talked to MJ and how he felt and also how she felt.
Yeah.
It really felt like even though these are like, early 20-something kids, they felt like they were younger.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
Yeah.
This movie does a really good thing with diversity. I wish more people had time to talk. I realized that you can't because there were so many people in it. Yeah. But there were definitely people of like different ethnicities, different
all
backgrounds.
Of the students were different.
Yeah, and I really like that about the science academy that he goes to is that, black, white, whatever. There was someone who had a hijab on, which is cool.
And the thing was, it was like, okay, yeah. It wasn't anything that was different or jarring. It was just I'm glad you showed this because this is real.
Right. And that's just, that's really cool that's in there. I realize that might be a spoiler, but that's all right. That's not really part of the movie, so I'm with you. You're moving off.
See, he's spoiling things, not me this time.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me think. Bad things.
Yeah, did you have any kind of... really? Did y'all really do that?
I'm trying to think. I don't feel... When I first came out of or as I was watching it, I was comparing it to the first Tom Holland Spider-Man. And I was like... I don't know if I liked it more. I definitely...
This is the third Spider-Man that we've had with Tom Holland, right? This is Spider-Man in Homecoming.
Well, this is the second solo Spider-Man movie. Like, he's had appearances in the Avengers movie and then in Civil War. Okay. But this is only his second solo Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now he has as many solo Spider-Mans as Andrew Garfield. Yeah. One more in him. Yeah, Todd Toby.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was watching it and I was having a good time the entire time, but I was wondering, did I like it more than the first one or the second one? And for a while I was thinking that I liked the first one more. But as I think about it, this one kind of hit me more with some of the stuff it was doing. I felt like it developed the world more in terms of character building with people and arcs. I think Jake Gyllenhaal was good as Mysterio. He was memorable. I don't know if he's on the level as the Vulture for me personally, but he's not bad.
So who's the Vulture
from the first one? From Michael Keaton.
Oh, that was his name?
His name was like Adrian Toombs or something.
Okay, because I'm like, wait, his name was a Vulture?
Yeah. He had the wingsuit and everything.
Yeah, that's a Vulture. But I didn't know that was his name. I just know it was...
Yeah.
My bad.
No, it's cool.
Wait.
It's cool. You ain't got to remember all this stuff. Yeah. You have more important stuff to remember. That's fine. You got here solving people's stories and saving people's lives. That's what you're doing.
Barely.
I'm remembering this nerd stuff so you can save people's lives on TV. It's fine. I'm trying to think of what else non-spoiler wise.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't feel long. It was 2 hours and 9 minutes, so it didn't feel super long. I mean, and we can get into some timing stuff later when during the spoilers, but it didn't. It had a good pace.
Yeah.
That might be it.
I feel like that's it for non-spoilers.
About to spoil stuff?
Yeah, if you get out of 5 something, give me a rating for you.
Oh yeah, I'm giving it 5.
5 out of 5 what?
Yeah, spider webs.
5 out of 5 spider webs. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give this 4.5 out of 5 summer flings. And we'll talk about that. I guess in spoilers, some summer flings. It's just wild, which was great. Nobody stood out to me as being bad. All the kids who I'm sure
were great.
Sure they're probably in their 20s, but they all seem like high school kids. Shout out to the beginning of the movie with the AV club stuff.
Yes.
I was like, that is how an AV club is run.
Woo, okay, so that's where the spoilers.
It was so poor. It was done like
Okay.
So spoilers.
Spoilers.
This is more for me, so I know where to edit. All right, spoiler territory.
Those AV kids. Those AV but kids like I knew that was. As soon as I heard like the music, I'm like, one, they're talking about Tony. Two,
so they played. What was that?
I Will Always Love You.
I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston. I was like, wait, is this how we do it? Okay.
This is after like the whole Marvel intro, and it's like hype as heck, and then all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, because the very first thing you see is Agent Hill and Nick Fury in Mexico, driving up to the destroyed city of Mexico.
Yeah.
And apparently an elemental. We don't know what they are yet. We just know they're called. They might even say they were elemental. It said a cyclone with a face came in. And they are like, what is a cyclone with a face? You know, they're being quippy. Yeah. And then something comes out. I think it was a cyclone with a face. And then
some rock man with a face.
We get our first look at Mysterio. He's like, you don't want any part of this. And he looks cool. His costume looked great.
Yeah.
Shout out to the costume design, because if you go back and look at the comics, that can be a weird costume to see in real life.
Okay, now I'm going to Google it.
That is essentially a fishbowl on his head. And it works in this movie. Everything about the movie works. It looks good.
Is it M-I-S?
M-Y.
M-Y-S.
Yeah, M-Y-S stereo. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we get that. Then they show the Marvel reel.
And then it goes to...
Yes, Whitney Houston. You're like, what is this? And then the first thing you see is a little 4x3 or whatever the dimension is.
Yeah, it was definitely 4x3. It was 4x3.
It's not widescreen.
With a Tony Stark Memorial.
And then they had other Avengers in there, which weren't dead. They had Captain America. But
I mean, he's old, so he's not like, he's not Captain America anymore.
Yeah, but, and we see these kids doing the best they can to put on a show.
Woo, it was tough.
You saw the boom mic drop in.
Yeah, the boom mic dropped.
I was like, yes.
Looking at the wrong camera.
This is real audio.
It was great, though.
Yeah, this is AV Club for real.
It was great.
But from there, we're just, we're ushered in. Spider-Man is in this post-Tony Stark world.
Mm-hmm. The blip happened is what they're calling it. They're calling it
now the blip.
So kids that were younger than them when they blipped are now 5 years ahead, or you know what I mean? So
yeah, they had aged 5 years.
Aged 5 years, and so
I like that they didn't spend too much time on that.
Yeah, because they could have taken it, but they kind of dropped it in at different points because the teacher explained that his wife fake blipped to get away from
Yes! Martin, shout out to Martin Starr,
who
was the teacher from the last one. I don't know why they didn't have Hannibal Buress back. Instead, they got another black comedian.
J.B. Smoove.
J.B. Smoove, who I like.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a lot to do.
Yeah,
he was kind of more just one line or whatever. And I guess that's what he's known for, so that's fine. But because I like him, I would have liked to have seen more of him.
Yeah, Martin Starr and J.B. Smoove were the teachers on the trip. They were horrible.
They couldn't keep up.
They were horrible.
They were horrible.
But it's like, when you think about it, sometimes, no shade to some of the teachers, but sometimes these trips, they get out of hand because it's like too many
It's too many kids.
It's too many kids.
It's too much for these adults. They can only do so much. I'm glad these kids weren't like fast. These were like science kids. They ain't really over here about that life because it could have got crazy quick. So what were we talking? We're talking about summer romances, right?
Yeah, summer romances. So,
Jacob Batalon, who plays Ned Leeds, and the girl who plays Betty Brant, got into a relationship. It seemed
over the course of the 9-hour flight.
Yeah, they came from like knowing each other to being boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right, on the flight.
And madly in love, apparently, or just really feeling each other.
Throughout
texting each other all the time. Over the course of the movie, which I think it says about a week, right?
It's about a week, yeah. Like you're on a trip to Europe, a class trip, and so they're like immediately boyfriend and girlfriend after the flight.
Have a nice committed relationship for a week. And then they come back like, nah.
We're not together anymore.
It was an amicable split. Nobody hated each other, but like, yeah, we've grown apart. It just happens.
But I'm like, that's so high school.
That is so high school.
Middle school.
And this movie does a good job of stuff like that. Yeah. Like that relationship of being a high school thing, the AV club, the representation of the kids kind of being nerdy and awkward. Yeah. MJ and Spider-Man's relationship. It's all very well done.
Yeah. So how did you feel? Because we learn, or MJ learns that, figures out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. How did you feel about that?
I am cool with it.
Okay.
We did a previous video on our YouTube channel. Check it out. It was Leroy and myself, and we were talking. Were you in it?
I don't think I was in it.
Okay, it was the first reaction to the Spider-Man. So it must have been the second video, because you were in the first video.
Yeah, because I was in the first one, so it must have been the second one.
The second video came out, and that was in the trailer where she's like, oh, you're Spider-Man. He's like, what? And I was so happy, because I was like, I I don't like the hidden identity trope or whatever it is, the hidden identity theme of or the costume identity for superheroes.
Why not?
Because I always feel like it comes back to bite them in the butt later. And they're like, well, I tried to keep this a secret from you. Why didn't you tell me before? That's really a big issue on all the CW shows. The Flash, Arrow. I love those shows.
Like, how could you not tell?
But it's just like, man, just tell them from the beginning. And I get it. You feel like you're trying to protect them. But in the long run, it seems like it doesn't work out.
But especially if you got those really close friends that are like, obviously they're not going to say anything or ruin your situation.
And I get it. It adds drama and tension and stuff. But me personally, I'm just like, whatever.
I'm tired of it.
So that's why I always like the MCU, how Iron Man from the, and since the end, he was like, I am Iron Man. And since then, we didn't really have secret identities with the exception of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That was cool. Maybe, I think.
Yeah, because everybody knew Steve Rogers.
I think people go back and forth on whether or not Steve Rogers is, like the current version of Captain America is that Steve Rogers. I still don't know how that works.
What do you mean, like Falcon Steve Rogers? Captain America?
No, not that one, but like Steve Rogers being Captain America, because in the museum they always show like his old gear and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I never knew if people, maybe they do. I don't know. You think they do?
I feel like they do.
Okay, that's cool. And
he was walking around with his,
with his shield and stuff. Yeah, you're right.
No mask.
And Black Widow did put all the secrets out in Winter Soldier. So okay, so yeah, there were pretty much no secret identities except for Peter Parker's.
Yep. But it's like he's a kid too, and so it's like, let's protect him. He's a minor.
Yeah.
Protecting identities.
Yes. Another big thing this movie does well is it was always a strong theme. It's a really strong theme in the most recent Spider-Man game for PlayStation 4, but it's also in the comic books and the TV shows of him, the dual identity of being a hero and also trying to live a personal life.
And that's what I liked. I liked learning a little bit more about Peter. And in this movie, he really wants to let MJ know how he feels about her. So he has like this 7-point plan he comes up with, him and Ned, talking about, okay, here's what we're going to do.
Point 1, 2, 3, and Ned said, what about point 8? It sucks. So it's not going to work.
It's not going to work,
It's not going to work.
But he was like, I want to take her to the top of the Eiffel Tower and show her this black dahlia necklace and give it to her because she likes the black dahlia from the murder. MJ's weird, but...
And I feel like they, like in the first one, she seemed kind of weird, but not as weird. I feel like they dialed it up, and I like that they did. She's just into some weird stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
She likes what she likes.
Because, she said it to him, I'm socially awkward, and so she pushes that to the limit so that she doesn't get close to people because she has that social awkwardness. But I really like their relationship. But one thing I was confused about, and you saw me being confused, because this movie is 2 hours long. Mm-hmm. About an hour and 15 minutes in, about an hour in, because we had previews, they beat the bad guy. And I was looking over like, so what's this other hour going to be? Because I didn't know. I'm, again, surface level person here.
Yeah. Don't come for her internet. That's she's here. We're here to learn and talk.
I'm one of these people that's like, I'm just going to see it and get that information, you know, when it comes to Marvel and stuff like that. Like, of course I do research on things I'm working on, but so I didn't research. Yeah. So I didn't know Mysterio was the bad guy. I'm thinking that he was supposed to be because he looked like he had like a bad guy outfit in the previews, but when you see him fighting the elementals, I'm like, okay, well, he's a good guy. He's just in this weird costume.
Yeah. So let's dig more into that. I think that's cool only because I think most people who knew a little bit about the comics, right, or even knew from like the Fox Kids Spider-Man or whatever, they always, because Mysterio, he kind of has a similar backstory where
he's in Fox Kids Spider-Man too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I missed that.
I missed it. He was.
I guess I blocked some things, some cartoons out.
So
I'm X-Men. I was on that.
Look,
remember that video?
They were just running.
They're just running. Yes.
They was doing the Get Out run before it was cool, man. He's going off at random spots. Yeah. So his backstory basically was he was a visual effects artist, I believe, or like a stunt. I don't know if he was a stunt man, but he worked with technology. Mm-hmm. And so kind of every time they would introduce him, you thought he might be a good guy, or at least he seemed like he would have stunts that he would try to solve or dangerous situations. and his technology was so incredible that everybody would believe it.
Yeah.
And he would be the hero of them because he wanted that fame and glory. But eventually Spider-Man finds out and is able to destroy him or destroy his effects. And he's kind of like a little bit of a megalomaniac in the thing.
Well, they definitely did a really good job with that in Far From Home.
Yeah.
And putting him in the setting of, I worked with Tony Stark over the years, and bringing back the people who, well, I don't know if they brought back the people.
There was only one person.
Okay.
The guy who is...
the scientist.
Yeah, I don't know his name in the movie, but Peter Billingsley, who is a friend of Jon Favreau, which is probably why he got cast in the first movie. But yeah, the guy who Obadiah Stane was yelling at when he's like, Tony Stark did this in a cave with scraps. That guy came back and like, it was cool to see him in the movie.
Yeah, it was cool.
And then they show other people who probably weren't in the movie, but you get the impression or the idea is that they worked for Tony and they felt like Tony kind of overlooked them and really didn't put them in it. Yeah. He
was that the first Iron Man that he released
made that thing? No, that was
Iron Man 3.
No, that was in Civil War.
That was Civil War?
That was Captain America Civil War. He's wearing this the eye tech and he has his augmented virtual reality and he's back at MIT right before he gives the Tony Foundation Awards to people or whatever.
That was on this weekend, but I kept catching it at the end.
Yeah, and whatever he called it, he acronymed it BARF.
Yeah.
Nobody liked it.
Yeah.
I did like that they superimposed Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
It was kind of cheesy. Like, it didn't look bad, but you knew for a fact that he wasn't in the movie. So, like, all right, that's fine. Marvel, you get a pass. Or Sony, you get a pass. We'll say he was at the event and whatever. Yeah. That's cool. But having Peter Billingsley back in there, being part of his group, was really cool.
Yeah. And he survived. So
he survived.
He could come back.
He could.
And he downloaded something, so he could definitely come back in the future.
Which we'll get to. The thing that he talked about, because that was part of the end credits thing. The thing that he showed. So how did that twist feel to you about him being a bad guy then? Because like I'm saying, comic book people kind of expected it. Yeah. How did that feel to you?
I mean, I was cool with it. Like I wanted. Of course, I wanted something more because, again, at the hour point, we were done with the bad guy. So I was like, okay, so what we're going to do is spend time talking about how we're going to get Peter Parker and Mary Jane hook up. What? Right. And so once I was like, wait a minute, and I think I looked over at you, he was like, he's a bad guy, Lord. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I'm like, all right, well, how is he the bad guy?
How's he the bad guy? Yeah.
I'm just ignorant when it comes to some of this stuff, but.
Because I wonder if they were trying to play this as...
It wasn't corny to me, though, if that's what you were asking.
No. It's just that it's supposed to be a reveal. And to you, it was a reveal. It was a reveal. So if you don't know, if you're not initiated, it works as a reveal. But I wonder...
I wish we would have went with my mom. Because she would have been like, oh! Poof, mind blown.
I wonder how the tease will play, over the weekend. Or not the tease, the reveal over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Because I compare it from this movie to the reveal of Michael Keaton being Liz's dad. Mm-hmm. I feel like that reveal, whether you're a comic fan or not, because that's not comic accurate, but it worked for the movie.
Yeah.
Because, it goes into, an interracial couple. You don't expect her dad to be white.
Yeah.
Which really worked out well.
Yeah. And as he opened that door, I was like...
For a second, you're like, wait, did he figure out? Oh
no, he's her dad.
And I think that worked. I think that's unanimous. People really like that.
Yeah, I loved that one.
That thing. This one, it's not as big because I feel like you were expecting, but it's fine. Mm-hmm. And I don't think... I hope the nerd world doesn't come after the movie and be like, oh, this wasn't a big enough twist. They may not. I may be reading into it. But I feel like I'm reading the tea leaves and people could say, this wasn't as cool as the twist of the first one. But I don't think they ever tried to downplay or, hide the fact that Mysterio could be a villain.
Yeah.
They just showed you who he is.
Yeah.
And they never really talked about whatever.
I trusted him.
Yeah.
I felt like the eyeglass exchange, though, was a bit much. I didn't... Oh, it was too easy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wait, how do we... And then when he put the glasses on, he kind of looked like Tony Stark, like a kind of a Tony Stark guy.
So
Peter Parker was, trying to find that person.
Yeah, so we're talking about the glasses, the Edith. I don't remember what that stands for, but Edith. An AI that's built into glasses that were given to Peter by Tony. Peter's feeling like, I can't really deal with the responsibility, blah, blah, blah. He gets into a couple battles with the elementals that are fake, but it does seem rather easy that Peter gives the glasses to Quentin Beck.
Yeah.
That feel like there might have been not necessarily delete a scene, just more dialogue or something to do whatever. I do like the fact that he looked up to Quentin Beck though, as like, oh, because he needed a new father figure after Tony died. It really wasn't Happy Hogan, because Happy's over here smashing May. Happy and May are together, y'all. I ain't mad at you, man. Marissa Tomei is beautiful. Do your thing, Jon Favreau. In this movie. That's fine. I like it. It was just funny because like at the end when he asked, so are you guys together? And Aunt May, no, Happy's like, yes. And Aunt May's like, I mean, this is a summer thing. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. That was another summer thing romance. Like, oh, dang, I felt for you, serious. Happy. I felt for you, Happy, because I would have been that person too. I was like, yeah, we gonna get married. Yeah. And she was like, nah. I'm like, wait, what? Oh no, you hurt my heart. You hurt me so bad. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of what else. Any other big stuff? No, I mean, I enjoyed the students again. You know, like the one kid that's like hype about Spider-Man but doesn't like Peter Parker. Tony Ravolori, which is true to the Flash comic. Flash Thompson. The Flash character of really loving Spider-Man but hating Peter Parker. Yeah. And we never did a review for the first movie because we hadn't started the channel yet, but I like the way Tony Ravolori plays this because he's still a nerd. Yeah. He's just like a sports nerd, or not even a sports nerd. He's just a different type of jockey nerd compared to like the other nerds. Right, because you're on the science trip too. You were in the debate club still there, too, dude. But like, he's still picking at him for being whatever. But I guess because he has more money, you know, and was able to be in first class. Yeah. Now there was a weird thing where when they got back from the trip, and I guess his butler or manservant whoever came back and he was like, Mom's not going to be here. Yeah. And I don't know if that was supposed to be a laugh or we were supposed to feel sad for him. I don't know. Because it seemed like it was just an awkward scene. It was awkward. It was. What this? But yeah, it did show, you know, that he has some, maybe his parents aren't as actively in his life as, you know, as like an Aunt May or like. Yeah. We talk about Sam Jackson in here. Oh, yeah. Who was in here but then really wasn't. Yeah, so... Talk about that, because I'm so confused. I know these are the guys from Captain Marvel. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, hopefully, you've seen the spoilers, and I'm going to put all over the video, but this is super spoilers. Right. This movie opens up the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Phase 4. To Sword. Yeah, the Sword, man. This is wild. I mean, they haven't called it that, but I feel like that's what this is. Yeah. So, at the final teaser, or the final end credit stinger is... We thought that Maria Hill and Nick Fury were helping Spider-Man this entire time, but really it was Talos and I can't remember the woman's Skrull, the female Skrull from whoever his love interest was from Captain Marvel. His baby mama. Yeah, essentially his baby mama. They make an appearance in the movie and they were shape-shifting as Maria Hill and Nick Fury. Yep. And to, you know, there's nothing nefarious about it. Yeah. They were doing it with the blessing of Nick Fury. But Nick Fury's been on this ship this entire time. Yeah. Getting ready for interstellar threats and galactic threats. Yeah, talking about wear my shoes. Yeah, so it's wild. And there was what was the first post? The first post credit was Spider-Man and MJ swinging through the city. Yeah. And usually in those movies, it always seems like MJ loves it, but in this one they kind of twist it. MJ's like, nah, I don't never need to ride again. Her hair was all blown. She's like, nope, that was fun. I don't need to do it again. And then they announced that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. And the one who does it is J.JONAH Jameson with the return of J.K. Simmons. Yep. Yes. When that happened, I was pretty mellow the entire time, having a good time. I audibly was like, yes! You got hype on that. I'm like, yes! The last scene of J.K. Simmons, yes! Because people wanted him to be, they said if J.JONAH comes back, make it J.K. Simmons. And they did it. I think it's great. I'm glad that they weren't trying to be like, oh, we need to find somebody new because it's a new. Yeah, it was great. But he actually brings it back. Like, I don't know, him being there and that little snippet brings it back to how far back they can go when it comes to Spider-Man, and that we can morph all the good things that worked and then take out the things that don't work. Right. Because in this version, he's still like running the Daily Bugle, but it's not a newspaper. It's like a television or it almost reminds me of like an InfoWars type thing, like Alex Jones type thing of like on Facebook or whatever. And it kind of has like a zine feel to it, a digital kind of feel to it, which is similar to J.JONAH Jameson's podcast and the Spider-Man game for PlayStation 4, which is cool. They update it for modern audiences. So that was cool to see that. And so now it kind of leaves the door open of Spider-Man killed
back in Mysterio, excuse me.
Yeah.
And Mysterio was trying to do the right thing, and Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was cool how he played him.
Yeah.
I felt like Spider-Man should have maybe been smarter and had his camera of his own or something. Because I felt like his other...
I mean, I wouldn't think about that. I honestly wouldn't. I mean, like, yes, you know that now this is an illusion, so now you can go in and battle everything, but you're not thinking about...
Yeah, but his suit in the first Spider-Man Homecoming recorded stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, the Karen's like, yeah, I record everything, and they show the scene where he was with the hammer and he's walking around. So I was like, I felt like that would have been in this. Maybe he didn't think about it. I felt like that
he was trying to make a suit quick, because he was in the plane. It was like, yo, I need a suit.
When they played Back in Black, and he said it was Led Zeppelin, I was like, nah, bro, AC/DC. But it was funny.
Oh, I love Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, like that was cute, going back to his whole being young and old movies like Alien and Star Wars and stuff.
But he looked like Tony in that scene.
They had it was a nice callback of him like putting his hand in the holographic thing and coming up, and Happy looked at him and it reminded him of Tony. That was a nice, that kind of got me. That was a nice scene overall.
R.I.P. Tony Stark.
Yeah. Did we even? Oh, I'm finished. So yeah. So Sword is the cosmic version of S.H.I.E.L.D. Essentially, which was set up in the first Iron Man. S.H.I.E.L.D. MCU was set up in the first Iron Man. So audience, you'll let me know. But are you familiar with the TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Mm-hmm. So that was supposed to really tie into the MCU. It kind of did for a little bit, and then they just said, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a better show for not worrying about the movies and now doing its own thing.
Okay.
But 2 seasons ago...
Because there's a new season out, right?
Yeah, it's happening right now. Yeah.
Okay.
2 seasons ago, the season finale is season 4, pretty sure. I don't remember exactly what happens. They get out of the framework, and somehow they're in space. And Coulson says something like, time to get back to work. And you see him on the spaceship. And nobody was talking about it. In my mind, I was like, oh, this is how they're going to introduce Sword. Because I thought Sword was going to be on the TV show. Mm-hmm. Didn't happen. Okay. Maybe they were saving it for the movies. I don't know. But yeah, it's just a cosmic space.
Who would be in that? Who would...
That's a Leroy question.
Because these would be basically like Avengers, Alien Avengers, even though there were some Alien Avengers already. Like,
yeah, but I feel like this is gonna
with like a Captain Marvel lead.
Possibly, Kevin Feige has said, and James Gunn is supposed to kind of spearhead all the cosmic universe stuff now with the success of Guardians of the Galaxy, and he has said that they're going to start doing more cosmic stuff. We know that they're potentially working on a Nova movie, they're working on the Eternals movie, so they're working on a bunch of cosmic stuff. You got Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so this could all lead to Space Avengers, whatever you want to call it.
I remember when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, MCU Guardians of the Galaxy, and my uncle, who was like Spider-Man stan, was like, these guys?
That's what everybody was
and
like.
I guess that's what everybody said, but they're like crucial characters now. Like we care about Drax and
everybody was thinking like this
and
is
Groot. Like everybody loves Groot.
Yeah.
Baby Groot, grown Groot, teenage Groot. Well, he can say where he is, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any negatives. You got any negatives?
The only thing I thought looked weird was when Spider-Man was coming. I think it was during the final battle scene, and he was like swinging from underneath the bridge, but there was fire. It almost looked like a little bit of green outline around him, really quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm actually watching this critically now, and like it's weird. Y'all
the
put
fire
me on.
didn't look great on him.
It did not.
And I thought it was weird. I was like, is his suit flame retardant? Maybe it is. I was like, he's on fire. He's on fire for a while. Before he finally got put out.
Because I was like, swing in the water. And then, like, he did.
I was like, dang, burning up for a while.
Talking about, ooh.
That was a little weird. I also thought, like, overall, the movie looks great. Yeah. The graphics are really nice. The CG is great. There's a scene, and it's not... It doesn't look great, but I'm not really mad at Sony because nobody's done this perfectly. But there's a scene where Peter's not in costume and he's like walking on these poles while they're in Venice, I believe, like in the canals, and it looked kind of weird. You could tell he wasn't a real person. There were parts where there were parts where it looked like he wasn't a real person.
Oh, okay.
And there were also parts where the wires didn't look great.
Okay.
Small thing.
I know that part though, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was like small thing. Didn't ruin my enjoyment of the movie, but I kind of noticed that it's definitely better to me to see him in a costume. Overall, I feel like that helps with the believability of the scene as opposed to him doing it outside of the scene.
But he didn't want to take. Look, he was on vacation.
He was.
And he said, "I don't want to be Spider-Man while I'm going to basically, shoot my shot with Mary Jane." And his thank you, Aunt May, for packing that suit though. But then it was one of those like, well, we don't want Spider-Man to be over here because then my friends will know that I'm Spider-Man. So then they made him a black suit.
They made him a black suit with this really attractive Swedish or Norwegian.
From the Netherlands or something like that.
Some tall blonde woman looked beautiful.
She was gorgeous.
Yeah. And she's like, take off your clothes. Take off your clothes. What?
Right here? Like what?
Yes.
And then of course,
So
Brad.
this Brad, Brad. Everybody knows a Brad. You trying to get with you hope to be your SO. You got some person moving in. Mm-hmm. Got a Brad or what's the female name for Brad? I don't know. Brad and Gina.
Yeah.
Yep. Whatever. Whoever.
A Becky.
A Becky. Yep. You got a Brad or a Becky trying to take in the spot on your potential boo. Becky with the good hair. At one point, I was like, is Brad going to be a bad guy? He wasn't. He was just a dude.
He was just a kid.
He was just a kid in a way.
But he basically, as Peter Parker was trying to get fitted for his new suit that wasn't going to be Spider-Man suit.
Like his stealth suit or whatever, his black suit.
It was going to be just like this black suit.
Yeah.
He walks in while Peter Parker's pants are down. Brad walks in and he's like, "Oh, you're doing whatever with this blonde lady here. So I'm going to take a picture.
Take a picture.
And I'm going to send it to MJ because I'm trying to get with MJ."
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, "She needs to know the truth." And I'm like, This isn't the truth.
This ain't the truth, bro. You're not listening to him. I did like Peter messing with Edith, almost killing Brad.
Almost killed Brad because he decided he wanted to accidentally send a drone strike.
Yes.
Because he couldn't speak loud enough.
That was wild. That was cool. I think the action in this, speaking of that, I think the action overall was probably more intense than the first one, which is really cool. I really enjoyed the hallucination scenes, or not. He didn't really hallucinate, like but the holographic scenes.
Yeah, the holographic scenes.
I'm curious to see what this would look like in 3D.
Because it's like,
that would be really cool.
That's a really good 3D moment, I think.
Yeah.
And then you never really knew. Like he was shook afterwards and was like, went to Happy, like, tell me something only you would know.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't believe anything I'm seeing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But then
he got hit by a train.
Yeah.
So here's this. He got hit by a train. I don't feel like the train stopped.
It didn't. So I don't know how he got in the train.
Well, I was just wondering. I was like, are they not going to stop the train because you just hit somebody?
What you gonna do? I mean, I don't think they can. I mean, those trains are those super speed trains to get you across Europe,
right?
Is
that how that works? See,
yeah, kind of like the Autobahn where you just go as
so
fast
you
as
get
possible.
hit and then it's over.
It's a wrap. I mean, I'm sure they would try. I don't know. Yeah, but they didn't stop the train.
I feel like they would stop the train, like, oh, we ran over somebody. Let's get the body. Nah, we good. They hit the night monkey.
Yeah. He said it was a spider monkey. You never know. It could be a spider monkey.
Yeah, man. Just thinking back, this movie was funny.
Yeah.
It was a lot of good.
A lot of good. Yeah. I definitely had some laughs.
Oh, for sure. But going back to the hologram stuff, it reminded the way they shot it and the way it was framed. It reminded me. I'm about to get video game money nerdy here for a second. Bear with me, audience. You guys, whoever played Batman Arkham Asylum for PS3 and Xbox 360.
I'm out of this conversation. I had like 3 games for my Xbox, and now I don't have an Xbox anymore. Still mad, but I'm glad. But I think about it, I'm like, dang, I want an Xbox.
There was a moment in that game where Batman is facing off against Scarecrow, and he hits you with his fear toxin. And as you're playing the game, things start to hallucinate with you.
Okay.
And that seeing that reminded me of that part of the game. It's like, oh, you don't know what's real and what's not.
Right.
And I thought that was a really cool moment. That was all.
So you, as the player, are in this hallucinating.
Yeah. So you go back between being Bruce Wayne and Batman, and stuff is happening with you. It was a really cool moment.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. But that made me think of that, seeing that here in Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah. But even the part where it's like, oh, we shot Quentin Beck, and it's like Nick Fury walks out,
It wasn't really Nick Fury.
It wasn't Nick Fury.
That was a good double bluff or double blind. You'd be like, oh, you think the hallucination's over?
Because now we're involved and we're like, okay, cool. And it's like, no, we were tricked too.
Yes, that was really cool. And I thought that was weird that, and it paid off. I thought it was going to be like a weird plot point or weird hole that Nick Fury would go into this building and not realize it was part of a hologram.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's because he was also part of the hologram. Yeah. So that's cool. Another thing I thought was weird was that Nick Fury would just believe Quentin Beck because he's the kind of person that's super paranoid. He don't believe nobody. Yeah, he don't believe nothing. But it wasn't the real Nick Fury. It was Talos. So that all checks out.
Yeah. He even got cussed out at the end. Like, I can't believe you believe this guy. Yeah. Nick Fury wouldn't believe him.
Yeah.
It was believable.
Yeah. So, I mean, parting thoughts. We really liked it.
I liked it.
Go see the movie. Phase 4 is here, guys. Or that was the end of Phase 3. Phase 4 is here. We got some big plans.
Yep.
Or we run Marvel. No,
Nerds Universe.
Yeah, Marvel MCU. They got big plans for sure. Kevin Feige, they know what they're doing. I just hope that Sony and MC and Marvel will continue to work together because I really like Tom. Good work. I like Tom Holland, and I don't want him to be over with the third Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, because he's like, what? He has one more, basically?
I think he only has one more movie he's contractually obligated to do.
Okay.
I would like him to keep going.
Okay.
So, yeah. I guess that's it for us.
That's it. Let us know how you feel in the comments. Yeah. Subscribe, like, and all those good things. We're on, as you know, YouTube. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, WLTX.com. Yeah. So we're gonna leave on that note. Bye.
Keep researching stuff. We can figure stuff out.
Right.
And we